Now, other interesting culture news, you have a liberal woman attacked in San Francisco, and she's gone viral. Now, there are a lot of holes in her story, and when you look at her background, it gets even more interesting. So let's listen to her, and I do apologize. There's a cliche, screely voice, and people say my voice is bad.
I'm literally shaking right now. I was just getting groceries, and I live in San Francisco. And
Problem one. You live in one of the most crime-ridden cities in this country, the highest theft, and but let's see. Let's see what happened to her.
I never really feel fully safe. If you live in San Francisco, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And I just got groceries. I'm walking out of the store, and this guy is walking past me, and says, "Move, you stupid bitch!" And he spits in my face. Spits all over my face. And then I say, "Excuse me, did you just spit in my face?" And he says, "Move or I'll rape you." There's also people
Earmuffs, you have kids, apologize.
Everywhere, and everyone's just walking by because they're like, I can't handle something else in San Francisco.
Yeah, that's the culture you choose. That's the culture you built. Now, it might sound cliche, but try that in a small town. Men wouldn't stand for that. They defend their women. And oddly enough, culturally speaking, America has ostracized those men in those cities and those towns. Personally, I would rather revere that culture.
Always something else. I don't even know why I'm posting this. If you live in San Francisco...
Because she wants attention, that's why she's doing it.
Do you feel this way all the time? I don't feel safe, ever. I literally never feel safe. It's better when it's daylight. But nighttime? No, not leaving my house. I'm literally...
And yet, she'll still vote the same. Now, she actually took down the video because an overwhelming majority of the comments were pointing out, well, you're choosing to live in the bluest city in the United States. All the policies are a direct result of your decisions to vote for the people you vote for. They decriminalized, or rather, they made it so it's not a felony to steal items below $950. That's why, and the DAs don't prosecute anything. That's why pretty much every retailer has left San Francisco. And most businesses are too. It is a morally vacuous place, rampant drug use, rampant homelessness. There are more issues than you can possibly fathom, but it's what they want. They're voting for those things time and time again. And people start to wonder, well, does she seem sane? Well, it turns out she's racist. Well, this isn't too much of a surprise because it's, liberally speaking, or people on that side of the aisle, kind of like college admissions, they're okay with racism if it's against Asian community. Now, I say that because her tweets, and these are tweets from her, she says, quote, "Asian is not a race, it's a disgrace," unquote. Disgusting? Absolutely. Almost as disgusting as her looks. Now, she also had a hat, or it's a red hat, so she was trying to look like Trump, or the cliche, the Trump hat, and it said, literally said, "Made you look," or what was it? Yeah, it said, "Made you look, I support BLM." Another cliche opinion to have. And she also said, quote, "While I have no motivation, I think of an Asian gang, when I have no motivation, I think of an Asian getting a job over me and I immediately get to work," unquote. So morally vacuous to say the least. That's disgusting for her to say that. And I also don't buy, she said, so she actually clarified in later statements that the person who spat on her was a well-groomed white guy. Which, statistically speaking, I would guess, again, San Francisco, they have the highest homeless population in the U.S., I would guess it would be someone who is homeless. And statistically speaking, they probably wouldn't be groomed well. So it's one of those things where I don't believe that. And it also goes to show you, and yet another reason 12,958,458,326 to give women guns. Because if their life is being threatened, that's a great way to permanently stop the threat. But ironically enough, if you look at more of her posts, she's very left, and they don't want anyone to have guns. Which, a wise man once said, "God made man, Samuel Colt made man equal." That being a reference to Samuel Colt, who is the first successful patent holder and inventor of the repeating revolver. Before him, the mechanics were terrible. They'd have misfires. He was the first one to make it a reliable way of self-defense, and it is known as a great equalizer. It will make a 90-pound woman the same as a 250-pound jacked, ripped football player. So she can defend herself as she should have that ability. But it's interesting, culturally speaking, socially speaking, she's ostracized. Many people are dunking on her on the Twitter and on the social media saying, why do you still live there? We look at your other posts, you support these policies. Culturally speaking, will San Francisco bounce back ever? Will they choose to change their culture, decrease the drug use, decrease the homelessness? I mean, I would say outlook not so good if it was looking at the Magic 8 Ball, because they've had this trajectory for quite some time, and it's not great because there's obviously a lot of negative consequences. The ripple effects are huge and enormous, and it's not safe. So will she change? No, probably not. It seems that they're stuck in their ways. Let me know in the comments what would the Las Vegas odds be of San Francisco turning itself around. I would say, of course, outlook not so good. Thank you everyone again for taking the time to tune in. Really want to appreciate you clicking that subscribe button. Trying to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of the month. We greatly appreciate it. Also, don't forget to take the time to like as well as comment. Those also greatly appreciate. Really make the content a lot better as you appreciate the critical feedback. Also, don't forget to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone to stay safe and fight the good fight.